Hi students, good evening. Welcome to this video session. I remain Samuel Chukwu Emeka, aka Sam Dom for Peace. In this video session, we shall continue our videos on discrete mathematics, and this will be the solutions to similar questions on your Module 2 homework. This is part 1. We shall cover logic in this part 1, and then you can watch out for part 2 later on within the week. Please, it is highly recommended that before viewing this video, that you when you log into my website on discrete math, under discrete mathematics, view the videos on logic and truth tables. It is very important. So I would take it that you have viewed those videos and that you have read your textbook to get a good understanding of the topic, so that here in this video we shall just solve the similar problems. Okay, we are going to begin with propositional logic, and propositional logic exam questions on your homework. You have question 1, question 2, question 5, question 6, question 7, and question 8. That is propositional logic. So let's be question 9 also, and question 9. So let's do those ones first, okay? Propositional logic. So question 1. Question 1, a similar question to that. State whether each of the following is a statement or is not a statement, and explain why. If it is a statement, give its truth value. Okay, it says state whether each of the following is a statement or is not a statement, and explain why. If it is a statement, give its truth value. So number 1, A, pray without ceasing. Pray without ceasing. So this is not a logical statement, okay? Not a logical statement. It is not a logical statement. Because you know, we say that a logical statement is a declarative sentence. Okay, it's a declarative sentence which could be true or false, but not both. A logical statement or logical proposition is a declarative sentence that could be true or false, but not both. Questions are not logical statements. Commands are not logical statements. Requests are not logical statements. Pray without ceasing is a command. Okay? It is a command. So it is not a logical statement because it is a command. B, New Haven is the capital city of the state of Connecticut. New Haven is the capital city of the U.S. state of Connecticut. Okay? Now this is a logical statement. It is a declarative sentence. It declares a fact. Okay? However, the truth value is false. Okay? It is a logical statement. It is. Because it is a declarative sentence. It is a logical statement because it is a declarative sentence. However, the truth value is false. F. Of course, we say that if you have truth value that is true, is uppercase T. Truth value that is false is uppercase F. Do we have false value? No, we don't have false value. Okay, so the truth value is F because the capital of Connecticut is not New Haven. Now, CPAC, C, do you like discrete mark? Do you like discrete mark? So this is not, it is not a logical statement, it is a question. Okay, this is not a logical statement. Why? Because it is a question. It is a question. And that's it. Okay. Question 2. Consider the two propositions. Consider the two propositions. Please, I will be dictating, so please, if you can write, okay? I'm going to write some of it, but I will dictate, so you can write. Consider the two propositions. We have P, we are humans. So these are logical statements or logical propositions. If it is one statement, we denote it as lowercase p. Two statements, PQ. Three statements, PQR. Four statements, PQRS. Lowercase letters. Okay? So here we have two propositions. We have P, we are humans. Then Q, we love our neighbors. Q, we love our neighbors. Okay. And it says, A, write each of the following statements in symbolic notation and as English sentences. Write each of the following statements in symbolic notation, which is a symbolic logic, and as English sentences. A, the conjunction of P and Q. Of P and Q. So this will be, this is conjunction of P and Q is this, P and Q. Okay? P and Q. Then the English is, we are humans and we love our neighbors. Okay? That is the English there. B, the disjunction of P and Q. The disjunction of P and Q. So this will be P or Q. Okay, this is a symbol P or Q. And this will, the English would be, we are humans, or we love our neighbors. We are humans, or we love our neighbors. That is the B part. C, the negation of the conjunction of P and Q. The negation of the conjunction of P and Q. The negation of the conjunction of P and Q. So this will be negation, then P and Q. Not P and Q, but it has to be in parentheses. Now if they say negation of P and Q, then you only negate P. But they said the negation of the conjunction of P and Q. So this will be, when you have this like this, this is the symbolic logic, and the English will be, it is not true. You can say it is not true, or you can say it is false. Okay? You can also say it is false. It is not true that we are humans and we love our neighbors. It is not true that we are humans and we love our neighbors. Okay? Or you can say it is false that we are humans and we love our neighbors. Okay, the negation of the disjunction of P and Q. The negation of the disjunction of P and Q. Now, another way you can write negation, you know, you can write negation like this. You can also write negation like this. Some textbooks will write it like this. Negation, P and Q. This is also negation. You can also write it that way. Okay? You can write it that way. This is what we call the tilde sign. Tilde sign. So the negation of the disjunction of P and Q. Negation of the disjunction of P and Q. So the symbolic logic will be tilde sign P or Q. And you will write, it is not true. You can also write, it is false. Okay? It is not true that we are humans or we love our neighbors. And that becomes your answer. That is it for question 2. Okay. Next one is question 3. Question 3 is a predicate logic. Okay, we shall come back to it. Question 3 is predicate logic. We shall come back to it. Okay, so let's keep it for now. Question 3. Question 4 is predicate logic. Predicate logic. Okay, let's just finish propositional logic. Then we can do predicate logic. Question 3 is predicate logic. Question 4 is predicate logic. Question 5, truth table. Okay, question 5 is propositional logic. Complete the truth table. Question 5. Complete the truth table for the proposition P or not Q and not P or Q. Not P or Q. So for truth tables, if you go to we are going to do this. If you want to know whether you got it right, because I did some examples in that video list on logic and truth tables. I did some examples already. However, if I did not do And this is another example. This is not the one in your homework assignment, so I don't get in trouble. So, but if you want to know whether you got it right, then view my video on using Google Spreadsheet. Okay, Google Spreadsheets to do truth table. So, you first of all you can do this same question with Google Spreadsheet, and then if it works, you see it, you do it yourself, it works. Then you now do the one in your assignment. If you're confused whether you don't know whether it's actually right. Okay, so you can use spreadsheets, Google Spreadsheet or Microsoft Excel to do it. But it's Google Spreadsheet because it's free that I'm going to use. So you view the video on using Google Spreadsheet. You just have to have a Gmail account. And the same way we do it in Google Spreadsheet is the same way you would do it in Microsoft Excel, the same way. So that is how you can check whether you got it right. Okay, but let's go ahead and do this one. I might need space, so let me go ahead and erase this here. So we have P, we have at least two statements here, two propositions. We have P first, we have our Q, then we have not Q, we have not Q, then we have P or not Q. Okay? Please don't mind my dog, okay? Don't mind any dog barking in the background. So we have P, we have Q because it's two statements. First, you write it. Then we have not Q. Then we have P or not Q. Before we go to AND, we have not P. So we have not P. Then we have not P or Q. Not P or Q. Then our last column will now be this and this. And then our last column will be P or not Q and not P or Q. Okay? And I like using double lines to demarcate it. So with two statements we have four possibilities. With two statements we have four possibilities. Okay, we have true, 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 false, false, true, true, false, false, okay, true, true, false, false. Then we have true, false, true, false. Okay, not Q. Not true is false. Not false is true. Not true is false. Not false is true. Now, all. Okay? All. And if you like to number the columns, that's up to you. Some people learn it better if the column is numbered. I mean, maybe let me number this column, but the subsequent ones, I don't think I will number the columns. But let me go ahead and number these columns. We can call this column 1. Let me use this. Column 1, column 2. Now column 3 is negation of column 2. Negation of column 2. Some people like numbering it so that it can be orderly, something like that. Column 4 will be column 1 or column 3. Okay? Column 4 is column 1 or column 3. Column 5 is negation of column 1. negation of column 1, column 6 is column 5 or column 2 okay, and then column 7 columns. Column 7 will be column 4 and column 6. So you need these 7 columns to get our full credit. It's important. Okay? Your textbook might do it a different way, but it's still the same process. Okay? Alright. Column 4 is column 1 or 3. Or. So true or false is true. True or true is true. False or false is false. False or true is true. Okay? Or. Then not B, not true is false. Not true is false. Not false is true. Not false is true. Okay? Then not P or Q or. False or true is true. False or false is false. True or true is true. True or false is true. Or. Okay? Then and. This one, column 4 and column 6. True and true is true. True and false is false. And false and true is false. True and true is true. True, false, false, true. Okay? Let's check it again. True or false? True. False, 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 true. Okay? Then here, false, true. False, false. True, false. Okay? And then and. True, false, false, and true. And this is a contingency. Okay? It's a contingency. Okay? Contingency. And that is question 5. Question 5. Contingency. The next question is question 6. Question 6. Contingency is when you have a logical statement that in which the truth values are both combination of, it has the combination of truth values of true and false. Okay? If the truth values here were all truths, then it is a tautology. If the truth values here were all false, then it's a contradiction. A tautology is a statement that is always true. Logical statement that is always true. If it was all truths, then it's a tautology. A contradiction is a statement that is never true. Okay, never true or always false. If the truth values here were all false, then it is a contradiction. Some textbooks will say absurdity. Then contingency is when it could be true or false. You have truth values that are both true. Some of them are true, some of them are false. It's a contingency. Okay. Question 6. Now with question 6, what I advise students is usually we give, this is conditional you have two. Use the following. They gave you two logical propositions. Okay, and they said write each of the following statements in terms of P, Q, and logical connectives. So I'm going to do an example. Okay, I'm going to do an example, but I would like you to write these conditional statements, because a lot of them are conditional statements. So write it out, and then we go from there on the questions they asked you in 6. So if you have this here, P conditional Q, P arrow Q, P arrow Q, okay, P conditional Q, okay, this means these are the several forms it could be. P implies Q. If P, then Q. If P, then Q. Okay? P is sufficient for Q. Q is necessary for P. P is sufficient for Q. I'm gonna do another one here. Q is necessary. Sufficient conditions and necessary conditions. Q is necessary for P. Okay? These are all the forms it could take. P only if Q. P only if Q. Q if P. Q if P. Only if Q, comma P. Only if Q, comma P. And then Q whenever P. Q whenever P. So we are doing symbolic logic. We are doing symbolic logic. Now, this is basically what they give you. But let us do it the other way around. Okay? If we have Q conditional P, okay, Q conditional P, this means Q implies P. Q implies P. If Q, then P. If Q, then P. Q is sufficient for P. Okay, Q is sufficient for P. P is necessary for Q. P is necessary for Q. Okay? Q only if P. Q only if P. P if Q. P if Q. Only if P, comma Q. And then you now have P whenever Q. So this is first of all what I encourage you to write for conditional statements. Okay? For conditional statements, first thing I encourage you to write. Okay, let's do biconditional statements. Biconditional statements. P biconditional Q. P biconditional Q. P double arrow Q. Okay? P double arrow Q. This means if P, then Q. If Q, then P. Okay? P If P then Q, if Q then P. P if and only if Q. P if and only if Q. And then P is necessary and sufficient for Q. P is necessary and sufficient for Q. Okay, this is our P double arrow Q. Okay, P double arrow Q. P biconditional Q. Now let's do Q biconditional P. Q biconditional P. So this will be if Q, then P. If P, then Q. Q if and only if P. Q if and only if P. Q is necessary and sufficient for P. Okay? Alright, now let's come to the questions. Question 6. So it says here, P I live in the state of Alabama. Okay? Q, I live in the United States. US of A. US of A, right? I live in the United States, okay? Okay? Hey, US, yeah. Okay. So the question says, write each of the following statements. Write each of the following statements in terms of P, Q, and logical connectives. Okay. So A, this is question 6. Question 6. A, it says, I live in the US if I live in the state of Alabama if I live in the US. Okay? I live in the state of Alabama. I live in the state of Alabama if I live in the US. I live in the state of Alabama. Let me just write this AL. If I live in the US, I can just write this state of Alabama. The 2-letter code. Okay. I live in the state of Alabama if I live in the US. So look up. You look for, you know what, let me, I want to write it, I want to kind of write it so that you kind of say it and it will make more meaning to you. So look here, I'm going to write here, I live in the state of Alabama. Now, I'll use if, let me use this color. If I live in the US. Okay, so look here. I live in the state of Alabama is P. You see, this is P. P if Q. So we're looking at P. This is A part. This is the A part. Okay, this is A part. So we're looking at P if Q. Okay, we're looking at P if Q. So P if Q, they want you to write the symbolic logic. So you look here, P if Q is Q arrow P. So the answer is what? Q arrow P. That's the answer. That's it. See that? That's it. Q arrow P. Okay. Next one. I will need to, I will need to erase this because to do other ones. The B part, B, says, I live in the state of Alabama only if I do not live in the US. Okay? I live in the state of Alabama only if. So, only if I do not live in the US. So look at this. I live in the state of Alabama is P. Is P. I live in the state of Alabama is P. I do not live in the US. Do not. Look at the do not here. Negation. So this is negation Q. You see that? I live in the US is Q. I do not live in the US is not Q. Not Q. Okay? I live in the state of Alabama is P. Only if I do not live in the US, do not is not Q. So negation Q, not Q. Okay? So this will be P only if not Q. P only if not Q. Then you look, you can also write this like this, not Q. You can also write it that way. It doesn't matter. Okay? P only if not Q. Then you now look P only if not Q. Now look for P only if Q. P only if Q is P arrow Q. So P only if not Q will be P arrow not Q. P arrow not Q. And that's it. Okay? P arrow not Q. That's it. P only if not Q. Because P only if Q is P arrow Q. So this will be P arrow not Q. Okay? So this is B part. Let's do C. C. It says, I live in the state of Alabama is a necessary condition. Let me put it in correct English. Okay? Let me put it in correct English than what they have in the assignment. In your assignment, that is not correct English. Okay, so let me put it in correct English. Living in the state of Alabama is a necessary condition for living in the US. Okay? Living in the state of Alabama is a necessary condition for living in the US. And we are not told to say the truth values of this, so we won't bother. We are just trying to write it in symbolic logic. That is what they just said. Okay? So now, living in the state of Alabama, that is P, okay, is a necessary condition. So we need this here. We need this necessary condition for living in the US, Q. Okay? So this means P is necessary for Q. For Q. P is necessary for Q. So we look at that. P is necessary for Q means Q arrow P, Q conditional P. So the answer would be Q conditional P. That's it. Q arrow P, Q conditional P. Okay? Q arrow P. Okay. Let's go to D. D. Not living in the state of Alabama is a sufficient condition for living in the US. Not living in the state of Alabama is a sufficient condition for living in the US. Not living in the state of Alabama, okay, is a sufficient condition. Is a sufficient condition for living in the United States, living in the US. Okay. Okay. Here, not living in the state of Alabama is not P. Not P. This is not P. It's a sufficient condition for living in the US is Q. So you see, not P is sufficient for Q. Not P is sufficient for Q. Okay? Now you look at P is sufficient for Q. P is sufficient for Q is P conditional Q. P arrow Q. P conditional Q. So not P is sufficient for Q is not P arrow Q. And that's the answer. That's the answer. Okay, it's pretty straightforward, right? Logic. Okay, 6E, E, part. I live in the state of Alabama if and only if I live in the US. I live in the state of Alabama if and only if I live in the US. I live in the state of Alabama if and only if and only if I live in the United States. USA, 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 USA. Okay. So, I live in the state of Alabama. P is P. If and only if Q. So you have P if and only if Q. P if and only if Q. You look for that. P if and only if Q is not conditional. It is biconditional. P if and only if Q. And that is P biconditional Q. Okay? P double arrow Q. P biconditional Q. Okay? P biconditional Q. Okay, this is question 6. So far, how many questions have we done? We did question 1, question 2, question 5, and question 6. Let's do question 7. Okay, at least we've done question 1, question 2, question 5, question 6, 4 questions. Okay, I don't want this video to be too long. So let's go ahead and do question 7. Question 7. Okay. Yeah, question 7 will not waste time. So let's do question 7, and then that is 5 questions, and then we can stop for part 1, and then next part we continue. Okay, so that so that this video will not be too long. Question 7. So, question 7 says, I'm gonna still use, let me use these two, I will use these 2 statements, okay? And it says I should write the contrapositive of the statement and the converse of that statement. Okay? I might as well write everything, okay? I might as well write everything. So if I write a conditional statement would be P conditional Q. Okay? If I live in the state of Alabama, then I live in the US. Then I live in the US. Okay? That's the conditional statement. If you negate this statement, okay? If you interchange it, if you interchange this statement, you get the converse. If you interchange this conditional statement, you get the converse statement. If you interchange it gives you the converse statement. Converse, what we call converse statement. And that is Q conditional P. Okay? So if I write the statement, it will be, if I live in the US, if I live in the United States, then I live in the state of Alabama. Okay. So they asked us to write this. This is B part, 7B. This is 7B. 7B. Okay? That's the converse statement. Okay. Now if you negate it, you have what we call the inverse statement. Inverse statement. And that will give you not P conditional, not Q. This is the main guy here. This is the main guy. This is the main guy. Yeah. If you interchange this guy, you have the converse statement. If you negate the conditional statement, if you negate that conditional statement, you have the inverse statement. So this will be, if I do not live in the state of Alabama, if I do not live in the state of Alabama, then I do not live in the USA. Then I do not live in the US. Okay? So if you interchange the main guy, you get the converse statement. If you negate the main guy, which is the conditional, you get the inverse statement. Now, if you interchange it and negate it, if you interchange it and negate the main guy, you now get the contrapositive statement. That is 7B. 7B. 7A. 7A, they ask you to write a contrapositive statement. Okay. So if you interchange the main guy, interchange it and negate it. And negate it. Okay? It gives you the contrapositive statement. Contrapositive statement. Contrapositive statement. And the contrapositive statement will be not Q implies not P. Okay? Not Q implies not P. If I do not live in the United States, then I do not live in the state of Alabama. Okay? So you will notice that the conditional statement and the contrapositive statement are logically equivalent, and also the converse statement and the inverse statement are logically equivalent. I mean, this is true, but this is not necessarily true, this is not necessarily true. If you really want to know how they are logically equivalent, then you view the videos I did on logical equivalence. Okay? So at least we've done 5 questions in this video. Yeah, this Module 2 homework has 11 questions. So if we continue to do more questions, it would really take time. So let's split up the video. So we've done 5 questions in this video. Watch out for part 2. And you have a good evening.